Paul, it seems strange to be saying welcome to Brunton Park to a Carlisle lad, but welcome. Does it feel strange for you?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. It does. It's still sort of getting used to new surroundings. And yeah, it'll probably take a few weeks to kind of sink in and get used to new teammates, new surroundings. Obviously, I was at my previous club, Preston, for 10 years, and you kind of feel like part of the furniture. So it is different, but I think this is what I need: new challenge. And yeah, I know a lot of people that follow the club, and that comes with pressure. But yeah, I've kind of had that all my career. I mean, I've made a lot of friends at Preston, so it's not too dissimilar. And this is my hometown club, so looking forward to getting first of all fit, and then eventually the getting in the team and the season ahead.
In terms of a challenge, I mean, what a career. You've played 450 plus at League One or above.
Yeah.
League Two, is it different? Is it something that you're going to be able to cope with, do you think? Is it that much different?
Yeah, well, I guess that's something that, as well as getting fit, I'll need to kind of adapt to. I guess as footballers, you adapt to different levels. And yeah, League Two wasn't something that I was looking at. And I said to the manager, this is probably the exception, really, for being my hometown club, being being from here, living locally, and it got me more excited than coming here than going to teams in high leagues. Then I felt as though it was the right fit for me and my family. So yeah, I guess it'll take time to adapt, but I think every time you get a new manager, you've got to adapt to what they want, and I think that's modern day football, adapting, and yeah, it'll probably be a lot different game to Championship football, but more physical maybe. Having said that, the first game I came to wasn't particularly, but I'm guessing most games are like that. But yeah, I'll learn on the job, and first things first, I need to get fit, and then hopefully I can help the team on and off the pitch, being a sounding board or being giving them advice, help along the way. As I said, I only know one or two of the lads, having played with Jack in a few reserve games when he was a young lad coming through at Preston, and Jamie Devitt from when he was at Blackpool, sort of playing against. But yeah, in terms of the squad, it's new. It's a new start, and yeah, they'll probably be like, "Who's this old fella coming in?" But because a lot of them might not know me or might not have played against me. But same for me, just going with an open book really, and looking to take on as much info from the staff, from my teammates, and that can help me as well as me doing the same for them, hopefully.
To be fair, I'm guessing they will know who you are because of your career and because of what you've done. Does that bring extra responsibility, being the experienced voice in a dressing room like this?
Yeah, I guess that I kind of pride myself on sort of leading by example, really, rather than, yeah, I'm a talker and an organiser, but sort of Alex Neil at my last club, not my last manager, but he always said to me I led by example, which was something that since then I kind of took on board and sort of prided myself on. The responsibility, yeah, being an older player, you kind of you maybe as not when you're a younger player, not as hot-headed, you're more calm, you listen a bit more, you're better at taking on information, and yeah, be looking to help on the pitch to the younger players, and hopefully that'll help them in their careers going forward. Don't get me wrong, I'm not wanting to be a coach. I'm very much a player and wanting to advise and sort of talk to them, help them along the way, because you've got to now, and yeah, so I'm just looking forward to that responsibility, and yeah, getting started really.
Simon's just made it clear he wanted you to be our first summer signing. How does it feel for a player to know that a manager wants you to be somewhere?
Yeah, I think that definitely helped. We had a conversation recently, and Greg as well, who I know from having played against Greg's teams over the years. and to be wanted. Everyone wants to be wanted, and as I said, this felt the right fit. The manager's got a good feel around the place going. Obviously, I was a boy coming to the games when I was very young with my old man, my dad. I was probably here when they won I think it was the League Two title, lifting the trophy, and yeah, so that it had a bit more meaning than going to down the country to play for. Yeah, it could be a better level, but it could be, was not that my heart wouldn't be in it, because I approach every challenge, give everything I've got, and I'm not the type of player that can coast like some flair players might. So no, this had a bit more meaning, and as I said, I got more excited by coming to this football club than I did by some of the other ones that were calling.
You've had other offers, Paul. You've had stuff to think about. You haven't been obstructive in not getting this done earlier. You've got to think about things and get it right for you, but you've said it already. It does tick so many boxes.
Yeah, and I mean, having spoke to the manager, it wasn't just the location, because for my last couple of years, I would have went wherever. It came into it, yes, and it was handy. But obviously, I want it to be a positive thing. I want it to go well, because the manager said as well, obviously his reputation of coming back after a successful period previously, and last season didn't go too well, obviously turned it around a lot since he's came in, which is probably why there's a good feel around the place. But he was saying he didn't have to put himself out there, and he did. So I know that football is very fickle, and it's ups and downs, but I'm hopeful that once I get fit, that I can help the team along the way.
You've been cautious about saying when you will be fit, but you look really fit. You obviously keep on top of that. Could it be sooner rather than later? You just want to get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, I just having known, usually you'd sort of do your 10 days fitness, and then you would have your first friendly pre-season. And having known my body sort of over the years, it does take sort of 2-3 weeks. So before you can kind of get through, well, as long as you can really, but 90 minutes. So time will tell. And yeah, at the same time, I am really looking forward to getting into it and getting fit. But at the same time, I don't want to rush it and sort of not break down, because I've been doing all my fitness, but it's different to your football fitness. So we'll see where we are in time and in due course, and just take it from there. Spoke to the manager about his sort of later playing days, and he was kind of saying that he had Steve McMahon for a spell towards the end, and he said he managed him really well, just in terms of recovery days and things like that, which I said I would need, because that's kind of what I've done for the last so many years. So I think he's understanding of the stage in my career, and being fit for the games, which is the most important thing. But at the same time, I don't just want to. I said to the manager, I don't just want to come and be out there and play. I want to be out there and win. Like I don't just want to, as I said earlier, coast, because that's not me. I want to come and have a successful season. As I said, I'll need to adjust, adapt. But that's football.
How's it felt for the first time since you pulled on a Newcastle shirt to be unconnected during the summer and to not have a club?
Yeah, it has been the unknown, really. I mean, probably sick or tired of mates can stop asking now. If I said to you earlier, if I had £1 for every time that someone said "sign for Carlisle," I'd say I'll be rich. But they can stop asking now. So hopefully they take me on my merits and get behind me as they do the team, because that's all that I would want. And it makes you feel, having been at Preston 10 feet tall, when the crowd are right behind you, singing songs, whatever. So one step at a time. I need to get fit and work hard to get myself into a position to affect the team, and hopefully influence it in a good way.
Taking you back to those Newcastle days, Paul, was there ever an opportunity for it to be here, or was it always a case of you were found by them and off you went?
I think I played locally here, sort of schoolboys at Udale, Pegasus, which at the time was a successful team, and I think at a very young age, maybe like 8, maybe 9 or 10, which was kind of the ages they started at then, the School of Excellence, the academies. I remember going to the induction evening it must have been in Fox's restaurant, and to join here. And at the time I didn't know, but then my dad sort of said, well, there's quite a few teams, because it was within a radius of an hour and a half, like Rangers, Sunderland, Newcastle, those sort of teams. And it was kind of like, would it be something that you would want to do, or would you be quite happy to sign here? But it wasn't, it didn't really get that close for here, sort of until now really. So signed for Newcastle, came through there and ended up getting an opportunity in the first team. Probably should have, in hindsight, hung around longer than I did. Probably hastily just rushed out and went to another club, but and the manager that came in preferred experienced players, but he didn't last that long, and then they ended up getting relegated, and the lads out on my youth team, Tim Krull and Andy Carroll, then got a chance in the Championship, came straight back up, and then they kind of made the name. So because kind of when I'd left, I was the one that was probably playing more so really, but hindsight is, it's easy with hindsight. So but yeah, fantastic club, really had a good upbringing. The academy was facilities and everything, can't complain, gave me a good grounding for my career.
Hasty or not, what a club to go to that you went to in Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few options. It was just a bit mad. It was a transfer deadline day. I'd never known anything like it. I think I'd played a reserve game the night before at Sunderland, and I was driving down the A1. It was like there was a few teams ringing, and it was like, where do you turn off? And I remember meeting my dad at Scotch Corn. It was all just a bit rushed, and I remember sitting at home that Friday night. Wasn't involved in the game that weekend for Leeds, but just thinking that was just a whirlwind, and then years later you come to realise I had opportunities to leave Preston, and maybe when other influences, agency or family or friends are saying go here, go there, and that kind of stopped me in my tracks a few times, and I thought, well, no, because I've learnt from previously, you've been telling me to do this, do that, it'd be better, you'll go and play. And I thought, well, there's a few times at Preston where I was out of the picture, and I worked my way back in, when I was told I wasn't wanted or whatnot. Just got my head down, got back in, we got promoted, had a great season, and when it would have been easy to go to another club, but yeah, you live and learn, don't you?
You mentioned Stockport, but is it fair to say that at Yeovil it's where you really started to find your feet as a footballer? I think you ended up as captain as well.
Yeah, Stockport was like a short spell on loan, and he ended up sort of signing there for a few months. But I mean, the club wasn't in the best of states, and it was very hard to kind of thrive. Really, I was getting back from a few injuries that I had. My last year at Leeds wasn't playing there, so it was pretty much to get back out playing and enjoying it. But I didn't enjoy it, if I'm being honest. But having gone there, I then went to Yeovil. Yes, it was a long way away, but it got me back playing for the 2 years of 45 games a season. Yeah, got added responsibility of being captain at a youngish age, at 23, 24, I think I was. 22, 23, 24, yeah. And then moved to Preston, been there the last 10 years, been a great home and fantastic club with a lot of good memories, but looking to make some more now, and that chapter's closed in my footballing career. I've got a testimonial there next summer, I think is the plan. I tried this year, but for whatever reason didn't happen, but just looking forward to this next chapter now at my new football club.
You've glossed over it a little bit, but you are new to us, right? You are a club legend there. You've had some great days and some really good campaigns. You must really have enjoyed that 10 years to have been there for that long.
Yeah, I joined 2012. Yeah, having just left this summer. It's a big part of not just your football career, your life, and you're fully invested in it. When you'll know yourself being part of the football club that you live and breathe it. And when it's good, it's great. But when it's not, you take it home. Your family are probably not enjoying living with you at times, and it's something probably that as I've got older I've dealt with better, but it still hurts, which is why when it's not going so well, which is why I've kind of known that it's right to carry on. I'm not ready to just had opportunities to go as playing roles into coaching roles, and it wasn't really something I was wanting to do. I wanted to play and play again and then play again for another 2-3 years, and not looking for too far ahead. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do this season.
We could talk for hours, and we probably will going forward, so I'll finish off with one last one. There's a style of play here that you'll have seen in the Crawley game.
Yeah.
I think it suits you, that particularly that back three, the wing backs and everything like that. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, obviously I'll have to form relationships with names, and it's first things first, and them getting to know me, the way I play, yeah, and getting to know them off the pitches, after training, and strike up those relationships. But yeah, in the back three, be looking to be the middle one, and yeah, order people about, hopefully, and yeah, from what I've seen, and the manager said they have good legs either side, or 3 or 4 of them do, in terms of athletic players that are quite young, so that always helps. And from what people are telling me, I know most people say, it's a good group, but they say it's a good grounded group, which always helps, because sometimes at clubs you get the odd ball that doesn't want to quite fit in, which is pretty par for the course. It's like the same at most clubs, but it sounds like everyone's on board. And I know I'm going back to it, but at Preston we've had season championship players there now, but there's no big egos. There's no we were a workman-like team that left it all on the pitch, and sometimes we came up short for the lack of quality, lack of goals maybe, but we sort of punched above our weight in terms of budget, and for where we were as a football club, no debt, sort of well run. So I think there are things that I would take moving forward into this, just to be open to the change, and I think this is something that I need to kick me on, rather than just go somewhere and you could be 3rd, 4th choice at a bigger club, or not a bigger club, a club maybe more higher up the football pyramid, or and you think, oh well, yeah, I've been here, but are you really playing? Are you enjoying your last few years? Which is something that I really want to do. I haven't spoke to my wife quite a few times over the summer, and she says, well, why don't you go and enjoy your last few years, and get back playing, and do what you do best. So that's what I'm here to do, and looking forward to the another challenge.
All brilliant, thank you.